Good evening and welcome to the mini estadio Cerro del Espino. It's Rayo Majadahonda against Tenerife in La Liga 1-2-3 tonight. And a game in the Segunda División, which is very important for the players of those travelling fans. Tenerife, they're in a tight spot down towards the bottom of the table, very much in a relegation battle. And up against today a Rayo Majadahonda team who are in great form at the moment and looking to continue their march towards mid-table safety, which looks very much within their grasp at the moment. The two teams coming into the game: Tenerife 17th with 37 points, only 3 points above the relegation zone. Rayo 3 points better off with 40 points, up in 14th place. And this is the Rayo Majadahonda team. Only one change for them from the side that won impressively 2-0 at Deportivo La Coruña last week, and that is David Andújar coming back into defence after suspension. Manu Del Moral drops to the bench in a bit of a change of shape for Rayo. There is the referee for today, Cesar Soto, greeting the two captains. Basilio, the goalkeeper for Rayo, is the captain for the home team, and the veteran winger Suso Santana, the captain for Tenerife. They've made a couple of changes from the side that lost 1-0 at home against Sporting Gijón last week. There's a place in the centre of midfield for Iker Undabarrena, number 20. He replaces the suspended Uroš Rakic. And elsewhere, Jose Naranjo has been dropped for Nano to return to the starting lineup on the left wing. So ready for a game with plenty of meaning, and Rayo Majadahonda looking to maintain their outstanding form. They've got 7 points from their last 3 games. Their last home game was a 4-0 thumping of Numancia, a really good performance, that one. Then a 2-2 draw at Almeria, and that 2-0 win at Deportivo La Coruña. All 4 goals in those 2 games being scored by the frontman Aitor Ruibal, who's on loan from Real Betis. Tenerife looking to get a win which would lift them away from that drop zone after the disappointment of the home defeat last week against Sporting Gijón. So it's going to be the dark shirts of Tenerife who will get this game underway. It should be an attractive game. Two teams who both like to play constructive passing football. I'm looking forward to an enjoyable encounter in La Liga 1-2-3 tonight. It's been a funny run of form really for Tenerife. That defeat against Sporting last week was their first in 7. Ended a decent unbeaten run, but they've just been drawing far too many games, which has left them down near the bottom, despite stringing together that unbeaten run. They haven't been able to pull clear of the relegation zone. They often look a lot better than a team that should be down near the bottom. But results are results, and as everyone knows, you can't be too good to go down. They're looking to launch the first attack, but that's broken up by David Morillas. There's a good touch on there by Hector Hernandez. And now down the right comes Isaacar Selen. Back to Hernandez. Oh, back into him again, and he'll turn inside, takes on the shot, and there's the opener, is it? In the first 2 minutes, it's Isaacar Selen who's put it in. I wondered if he was going to be flagged offside, because he was practically on the goal line when he released the shot. It was Hernandez who had the shot deflect off the post. Dani Hernandez can't believe it, the Tenerife goalkeeper. But inside 2 minutes, Isaacar Selen has his 6th goal of the season. Such frustration for Jose Luis Oltra, the visiting coach. It was a really good move, though. Hernandez receiving the return pass from his strike partner, Ruibal, and, well, he was offside, wasn't he? I think if we had VAR in the Segunda División, that one would not have stood, and you could even see Carcelen turn nervously towards the linesman after he put it in. to check that no flag was up. And no flag was up. There's his look. Am I offside? No, I'm not. Great, I'll celebrate. And it's 1-0 to Rayo very, very early. Well, that's not a bad way to continue a strong run of form. 7 points in the last 3 games. They are on a roll. And what a psychological blow for Tenerife. Are on the back foot again now. Ruibal striding forward, takes on the shot that's going to deflect behind for a corner. Well, do you think Rayo are confident a little bit? There's the coach of the home team, Antonio Iriondo. We saw him briefly. What a start from his team, attacking with such purpose. 8 goals in their last 3 games. And make that 9 with the opener from Carcelén, even though it was a little bit fortunate they didn't have an offside flag go up. They're looking for another now. This corner to be taken by Enzo Zidane. Sends it high towards the far post. It's headed away by Luis Perez. Zidane and Perez, there's a combination we've heard of in different guys. Enzo Zidane, the son of Zinedine, of course. Luis Perez, no relation to Florentino. Here come Rayo again. Ruibal trying to advance. A throw-in given. Well, Jose Luis Oltra has been taught this week that his job is under a little bit of pressure. He's only been in charge since September. That's not going to help. There's an appeal more from the fans than the players, as Mauro dos Santos made the strong challenge. Waved away by the referee. Morias back to Luso, and now Andujar. Over to the goal scorer Carcelén, forward from him. Can't find Hernandez this time, but he chases it down. There's a man down as Varela continues his run, but he has seen that could be serious, so he's kicked it out of play as Dos Santos staying down. And the physio racing on. And let's hope this isn't too serious. He seems to be talking, or at least making noises of pain. At least there's no loss of consciousness there for Mauro dos Santos, but there was clear concern the way that Carcelén raced up to him. Mauro dos Santos receiving treatment now. Yeah, moving his arm and starting to sit up. Well, Tenerife, as I say, their form's been all right, really. In the last few games, they've drawn with Mallorca, Numancia, Alcorcón, Albacete up at the top. They've beaten table-topping Osasuna, came from 2 down in that game. Here we see the injury. Was it the trailing leg, I think, of Hernandez caught Mauro dos Santos on the side of the head, but he's a tough guy. He'll get back up and continue, the Argentine, experienced defender. But Tenerife with just too many draws. They've only lost 3 of their last 12. Problem is they've only won 3 as well, 6 draws. And they're under pressure again now as the ball is spread to the left by Carcelén. That's too wide though for Benito Ramirez. And Perez can take the throw into Jorge Sainz. Back to his goalkeeper Dani Hernandez. They're just trying to settle into the game now. Tenerife, after that hammer blow of the goal after 90 seconds. Here's Borja Lasso. They'll look to get him on the ball a lot. Creative influence in the centre of midfield, the number 8. Here's Perez, forced back to his goalkeeper. Hernandez closed down by Ruibal. Kicks long. Header from Morias. And then the free kick is given against Varela. one of the many loanees, Fede Varela, in this Rayo team. He's temporarily with the club from Porto. There's Lasso, finds Luis Milla. Too heavy the pass from Suso, and Perez can't keep it in. There's Unda Barrena. Perez lofts it forward. Clearance from Luso. Got a Luso and a Suso playing in close proximity as well. There's a ball forward for Ruibal, who's made headway down the right. He's got Hernandez in the middle, trying to cut in between two defenders. It's well dealt with. And Lasso finds Nano. The attack broken up, but they win it back. And now Milla wide for Suso. The captain cutting inside. Lasso, lovely turn, and a nice pass. Is the flag up for offside? It is. Suso caught offside as he raced through. There were three of them breaking the line of the Rayo defence there, but it was a well-organised line of defence because they moved up in time to protect their captain, Basilio. But look at the turn from Lasso. That's the technique he has. Clearly was offside, though. And again, Suso. Chested down well by Ruibal. Andújar sends it forward. Comes back to Ruibal, who plays it inside to Varela. And clever play by the Argentine, who's a really good technician. He'll play in the attacking midfield role today. It's behind the front two of Ruibal and Hernandez. Showing his talent there, just 22 years old. It's an interesting mix that Antonio Iriondo, the coach, has developed at Rayo. He's basically got a veteran defence and a young forward line, most of them on loan. 5 of the starting lineup today for Rayo are loanees, all of them in midfield or attack. This is Ismael Lopez finding Luis Milla, and now over to the right for Perez, who continues his run. Is that going to be too far ahead of him? Though it is. Luis Perez unable to keep it in play. We've had 10 minutes at the Cerro del Espino, and his team are trailing. Jose Luis Oltra, the goal after 90 seconds from Isaac Carcelen, giving Rayo Majadahonda the 1-0 lead. On the outskirts of Madrid, you could just see in the background there the skyscrapers of Madrid city centre. Forward by Unda Barrena, helped on by Nano, looking for Filip Malbasic. He settles for a throw after the challenge from Andújar. Andújar scored a wonderful goal in Rayo's last home game against Numancia, 4-0 win. And here's Malbasic taking on the shot that's blocked by Luso, and the shot from the edge of the box by Milla was caught really well and would have left Basilio surely with no chance. He struck that sweetly. Very close to the leveller here. This is the technique he's got on the half volley. Whoa, a beautiful strike. Frustration for the coach. But they've settled into the game now, Tenerife. Here's Suso. Perez outside him, and Perez can get to the byline, cuts it back. Morias with the half clearance. Suso's cross also charged down. Milla out for the throw-in. There's Antonio Iriondo, 65 years old now, doing a wonderful job with Rayo. It really is. He's been in charge since 2012. He's led them to 2 promotions. And they're by far the smallest club in terms of stature and budget in this division, but looking good at the moment for survival and doing it in a fair bit of style as well. Talking of style, there's a nice flick from Lasso. And now the run being made. Nano gets the cross in that goes to the far post. Tenerife get it back. It's Mia advancing. Lasso, Unda Barrena. Wide for Ismael Lopez. Luis Mia. Nice pass. Malbasic to the byline. Is that going to be a corner or goal kick? Corner is the decision. Took a deflection off both players, I think, on the way out. The referee, Cesar Soto, ruling that Luso had the last touch. And you can clearly see the towers of Madrid in the background, just a few miles outside the centre of this venue. There's a corner's played short, and the chance is miss-hit, but the deflection takes it in. And Nano got the last touch. Malbasic had the shot that he didn't make clean connection with, but Nano was in the right place to steer it in, and those Tenerife fans can celebrate. Nano with his third goal of the season, restored to the starting 11 today. A cleverly worked corner. Mia pulling it to the edge of the box where Malbasic knew exactly what was happening. Didn't get a clean strike on the shot. Oh, was that another offside goal maybe? It was very, very close. Well, at least that evens it up, because Carcelen was offside when he scored, and I think so too was Nano there, but pardon the pun, the linesman only had a nanosecond to look at it, and he allowed it to stand. So we got one offside goal each. Perhaps it should still be 0-0, but we'll take the goals. And a good response from Tenerife after that early blow of falling behind. They have come back well in the last 7 or 8 minutes. Well, that last challenge under discussion, it was Malbasic who's at the centre of it, the Serbian striker. Ian Andújar, well, there was a bit of nothing really. The home fans were the most vociferous to react, and Malbasic having a probably ill-advised word with them. Jose Luis Oltra is a very, very experienced coach. Actually in his second spell with Tenerife, was also in charge between 2007 and 2010. More recently he's been with Granada and Cordoba. I'd be pleased to see his team back on level terms, but they're under pressure here. Well broken up by Perez, who comes forward now. We've got a man going down the right. His captain Suso, he's unable to find him. And Benito Ramirez manages to win the goal kick. Well, it doesn't take much to work out Tenerife's problems this season. It's been goal scoring. They've got the second lowest number of goals in the league, 30 in 33 games. Only Nastic Tarragona the worse. Hence the high number of draws. 16 draws in 33 games, more than anyone else. And we're on the back foot now. Ruibal finds Hernandez, who has it back again, and he's barged to the ground, but the referee is happy to let that continue. No free kick given against Borja Lasso. Here's the challenge again. Just a throw-in. Lopez, not a very good ball from him, but Luis Mia steps in to win it back. It's Suso with a bit of space. But Nano looking for the pass, but it doesn't reach him. Well cut out by Oscar Valentin. Long ball towards Hernandez. Varela's looking to get on the end of this, but Undabarrena steps in to guide it back to his goalkeeper. Decision goes against Nano, who's playing in a more central role today. Often operates on the wing, but he's in the middle and Malbasic on the flank. Over on the left here, you can see him closing down now. It's Carcelen. Andujar. Forward towards Hernandez. It's stayed in play, and Hernandez wrestles down Mauro dos Santos. Not much doubt about that. Free kick decision. A sigh from Antonio Iriondo. But that's pretty much a free kick. Hector Hernandez on loan from Atletico Madrid. Jorge Sainz to Borja Lasso, who's caught in possession there by Valentin, but the poor pass to him from Varela gives the throw into Tenerife. Ismael Lopez with the throw. Malbasic turning away from the challenge, but Rayo get it back, and now Ruibal gives chase. Cleared, but only as far as Benito Ramirez. Now here's Varela thinking about the shot, but Malbasic saw it well and got back to disrupt the shot enough that Fede Varela could only send it wide. Now here's the goal again. Lovely build-up play between the two forwards. Ruibal to Hernandez, who stepped inside the challenge, off the post, and Carcelen in place to turn it home, and then the equaliser for Tenerife, a miss-hit shot from Malbasic that Nano was in place to turn home. And here's Nano now. Back for Malbasic, turns away from Andujar, works it into midfield for Lasso, and now Mia. Perez, Suso, Mia. Everything goes through Mia in midfield. And Lasso now flips it forward, and Perez gives chase. He's not going to be able to kick this in, and there's a bit of a hefty collision. Luso landing on the ball boy there. No harm done. Out the way, ball boy. So just past the 20-minute mark, and a bright, enjoyable game with plenty of attacking play from both sides and a goal apiece. This comes back to Basilio. Rayo want to play the ball out from the back, that's their preferred style, but the high press from Tenerife preventing that. Good intervention from Zidane. But Tenerife get it back, and there's a nice turn by Nano. Forward comes Perez. Mia. Out to the 34-year-old captain, Suso. Perez again. They want to play their way into the box rather than just a hopeful cross. Borja Lasso. Suso back to Luis Mia. Borja can turn. Malbasic turns out to the right as well, out to the left I should say, and Ismael Lopez back to Malbasic. Lopez, Malbasic opening up maybe for a shot now, and it's going to go out for a throw-in. You know it's off target when it goes for a throw-in. Filip Malbasic, a 26-year-old Serb. He's got 4 goals so far this season, and that makes him the joint top scorer for Tenerife, which gives you in a nutshell their problems. The leading scorer only with 4 league goals, 3/4 of the way through the season. And that is why, for all the nice football they play, Tenerife are still in a bit of a relegation battle. There's a long kick, well controlled by Suso, and here's Borja Lasso, takes on the shot off target. Opened up nicely for him. He's a good technician. Well found by Suso. And there was space there. First touch was good. Shot well off target. Still looking for his first goal of the season. Borja Lasso, player who came through Sevilla's youth system. Had a few seasons with Sevilla's B team. Now looking to establish himself again with Tenerife at the age of 25. Varela back to Andújar, goes all the way back to Basilio. Look at Varela calling for it from his goalkeeper. Instead just plonks it down the middle. Well taken on the chest by Hernandez, who was fouled. And past the midway point of the first half, and Tenerife very much responded, not just from conceding the opening goal, but from the fast start in general that Rayo made. They were storming forward at every opportunity in the first 5 minutes. But we've seen little of them as an attacking force since then. Maybe now we will, though. Here's Rual picking it up, trying for the reverse pass to Hernandez, who wasn't ready for it. If he had been, might have had a chance of running onto that one. Aitor Ruibal on loan from Real Betis. There's 11 goals this season. Handball appeal by Nano is waved away by the referee. The kick from Basilio. And Ruibal does get the free kick decision this time. Mauro dos Santos can't quite see it that way. Player who signed from Leganés in January, making just his 4th appearance for Tenerife today. Mauro dos Santos, formerly with Eibar as well. So Benito Ramirez over the free kick, so too Enzo Zidane, but he leaves the scene now, so it will be the left foot of Benito. Not much angle to work with, it's too far out for a shot. Not a bad ball, and the goalkeeper, Dani Hernandez, in a real collision there with David Andújar. No fault attached to him, but Dani Hernandez felt that. The veteran Venezuelan goalkeeper. Here's the collision. Maybe a little bit winded. A long-time servant of Tenerife, Hernandez. He's been with the club since 2015. He knows this city well, though. He actually started his senior career with Rayo Majadahonda way back in the early 2000s. Barely played for the team. Then went on to Real Madrid's C team, Rayo Vallecano, and many other places before landing with Tenerife. So going back to where it all began today. Is Unda Barrena. Perez to Sainz. Andújar wins that header under no pressure. And Zidane with a risky pass back to Andújar, but he finds Valentin, and now here's Carcelén sliding in to make the challenge was Ismael Lopez. And he managed to knock the ball off Carcelén, so it's a Tenerife ball. Mia and Undabarena finding Lasso. A bit of a breakdown there with Nano. He wanted the short pass and Lasso gave him something to run onto. Look how high Tenerife are pressing up the pitch. 6 players within 30 yards of the opponent's goal, forcing the long pass, which allows Tenerife to win it back again, and they've got pretty much this game under control at the moment. The last 20 minutes have been dominated by the visiting team. Fernandez kicks out. Ismael Lopez inside to Borja Lasso. Dos Santos closed down. Mia chest down to Undabarena, but showed too much of it. And Valentin wins it back. Now here's Zidane. Andújar. Varela. They haven't got him on the ball as often as they want, and that's why they want him on the ball. That's a lovely pass. Carcelén goes for the shot at the near post. He had only Hernandez in the middle, so maybe felt that was his best option. Don't think Antonio Iriondo agrees that the shot was the best choice there. But Carcelén, with 1 goal to his name already, going for a second there. It did get a touch off Hernandez, so the corner is taken short. Carcelén with the cross to the far post, bounces down. Is that going to be another corner? There's Andújar making a nuisance of himself at the far post. Second corner in succession for Rayo. This is their best spell for a while. Benito Ramirez will take this corner towards a penalty spot. It's headed high up in the air. Flick back forward. Eventually away by Sainz. And Tenerife will have the throw in at the end of it. Half an hour played then at the Cerro del Espino. A pretty well-balanced game. Tenerife, more nice possession through midfield. Mia has Perez outside him. 4 in the middle for Perez to cross. Mia with the header! Off the post! Nano off the post again! The woodwork saving Rayo twice in 2 seconds there. Firstly, the header from Mia, and then Nano on the follow-up. So unlucky not to be ahead, Tenerife. And that will bounce harmlessly through to Basilio. Well, Tenerife definitely have had the better chances in this game. And the free kick they get there. I say it's still 1-1, but only just. That double woodwork. Here we see it again. It was a good cross by Luis Perez. Mia continued his run. Excellent header off the upright. Nano fires it back in, off the goalkeeper's foot, and then onto the upright. Rayo getting away with one there. Carcelén to Varela. Onto Ruibal, who gives it back to Varela. Carcelén, Andújar, Luso misses out Zidane and tries to find Benito Ramirez, but the pass is behind him. We see there efforts on goal, 1 from Rayo, 5 from the visiting team, who are coming forward again now. Mia once more. Can't find Borja Lasso this time. Good interception, and Varela finds Ruibal, and all of a sudden it's 3 on 3. Ruibal's going to take it on himself, goes for the corner and can't quite find it. Aitor Ruibal with 4 goals in his last 2 games. Looking to continue his streak there. He had Mauro dos Santos backing away. backing away. Looked for that corner. Missed it by not too many inches. And the entertaining, attacking nature of this game continues. We've had plenty of play in the goal mouth. Isn't always the way in the first half of games. Often it have to wait until the second half before they open up, but certainly not today. It's Varela, whose pass it was that released Ruibal. He springs much of Rayo's attacking play, as does Mia for Tenerife, spreading it wide here for Lopez. And there's a high challenge by Lasso on Valentin, and that's going to get him the first yellow card of the game. Borja Lasso. A little late, a little high on Oscar Valentin. Not sure he even knew he was there. He was turning, looking at the ball, and all of a sudden Valentin was on him. Handshake between the two. First booking of the game then for Borja Lasso. Free kick played forward for Ruibal. Dos Santos has this one under control. Strong defending right in front of his own fans, who appreciated that from the Argentine, Mauro Dos Santos. Let's have a look at that double chance again. Mia, header off the post, and then on the rebound, Nano. Give credit, I suppose, to Basilio, that he didn't let it through his legs, making the save. And then at the other end, we had that chance for Ruibal. A beautiful turn by Lasso. But Zidane steps in to win it back. Varela now, he's fouled. A lot of really good technical players on both teams. The two number 8s in particular, Borja Lasso for the visitors and Fede Varela for Rayo. Top quality game in the Segunda División. We've got 10 minutes to play until half-time, as night falls in Madrid. Lasso turning, but the ball had too much pace on it. Varela finds Ruibal, who's looking to get away from Mauro Dos Santos, and he does, and the save sends it for a corner. Dani Hernandez got down to tip that wide. He's getting close. Aitor Ruibal. I wonder if that effort was maybe just going to go wide. We'll see here. It's a good turn. And he gets the shot away. No, I think it was going in. Two close calls for Ruibal in the last 5 minutes. Corner is taken short and worked back for Benito. The clearance comes back to Benito Ramirez. Spreads it over to Zidane. There's Hernandez. Ramirez moving back to his usual left wing position, having been on the right when he took the corner. Varela goes down under a challenge. No whistle from the referee. Varela gets up, comes away with it, rides 2 challenges, and he's still going. What a run from Fede Varela, and the shot is saved down low by Dani Hernandez, but fabulous play by Fede Varela. What a spark he's been, mainly with his creation, but yeah, going for goal himself. And another close call. So many chances in this game inside the opening half. Long may that continue. Well, I promised you at the beginning a bright and open game between two attack-minded teams, and it's certainly been that way, and it's hard to see from the evidence of what we've had so far. Both these teams are only averaging around a goal a game this season. More to do with the finishing than the approach play. As Lopez lofts that forward in a very calm header by Luso. Real veteran squad at the back for Rayo. Basilio, the goalkeeper, 35. Luso, 34. David Morias, 32. Plenty of experience in those defensive ranks. Dani Hernandez with a short pass out. Sainz forward. It's flicked on, and Malbasic will give chase here. The referee wanted to allow advantage. There wasn't one, so he's bringing it back for a foul on the challenge. The original long ball. I think it was Luso on Suso, I think. It's Aitor Rubial's latest try. Left-footed effort, squirming towards that bottom right corner before Dani Hernandez got down to save. So a free kick for Tenerife. Ismael Lopez, left foot, sends it towards that right-hand side of the penalty area. It falls down to Undabarena, who also falls down. Has to settle for a throw-in. Forward from Sainz, rather hopeful for his captain Suso, who had no chance of keeping that one in. Rayo penned back in their own half. That's a rather weird pass from Enzo Zidane. Certainly not what he intended. Out for a throw-in. Lopez gets it back. Nice ball inside. Malbasic. Mia. Shot is saved. And the rebound is Nano, who's offside. So it breaks down at that point. But Luis Mia going close again. He's had 3 efforts now. The offside obviously wouldn't have mattered if his shot had gone in. He had the half volley over the bar earlier on, and the header against the post, and then another long-range effort. It was pretty much a routine save for Basilio. But another attempt on goal. First offside of the game. First offside that's been given anyway. Both of the goals had more than a hint of offside about them. 5 minutes to play in an entertaining first half at the Cerro del Espino. There's Valentin. Morias, and back to Luso. Wide for Carcelen, but Tenerife get it back. Undabarena receives it back from Lasso, and now Mauro dos Santos. Square pass to Jorge Sainz. Nicely forward from him to Lasso. Lopez. Lasso. And Mia. Lasso. Really well worked. Is Malbasic. What a good move this is. Suso looking for the ball to Nano in the middle, and it needed that last-ditch clearance. Otherwise, that would have been a beautifully worked goal for Tenerife. Built from the back calmly and with precision. And the final ball nearly found its mark as well. Now here's Suso with the turn and the cross. Away by Luso, not very far. Perez sends it back in. It's going to come to Ismael Lopez at the far post. Malbasic thought he was fouled in the middle. Play goes on as Undabarena turns. Finds Perez, forced him back a little, but possession retained. Undabarena to Lasso. Looks for the ball inside the fullback. It's well covered by Luso, and now Morias. And down goes Ruibal in a real cry of agony, and it's a yellow card for Jorge Sainz. The theatrics, if they were that, if that's not too harsh, from Ruibal, did the job. Got the free kick and caught the visiting central defender in the notebook. Oh, he did crash into the back of him, rather. It's a unnecessarily firm challenge by Sainz. He's the youngest member of the starting lineup for Tenerife, Sainz, at the age of 22. And the free kick is brought down by Hernandez. Slides a pass on to Ruibal, who's trying to race through. Good defending by Perez. Got into position and then had the presence of mind just to flick it back with his heel. And here's Varela. Always danger when he gets on the ball. Perez, Ruibal wants to shoot again. This one is again wide of that left-hand post. Well, 3 attempts now from Aitor Ruibal. He's persisting. He's getting close. How have we only had 2 goals in this game? So many chances. That one, not one of the closer efforts that we've seen. Final couple of minutes of normal time at the end of a fast-paced first half. Probably have at least a minute added on, maybe 2 after the head injury to Mauro dos Santos early on. You see there on the caption, Ruibal with 3 efforts on goal so far. None of them have been that far away. Dos Santos, good ball forward, laid off nicely, and back now for Lasso, who was fouled in midfield by Oscar Valentin. A little discussion over the incident between the aggressor and the aggressee. He fouled him as the pass was made. So Tenerife with a set piece in the final minute of normal time at the end of the first half. Probably not in shooting range. Again, they give themselves the right and left-footed options with Luis Milla and Ismael Lopez. Fede Varela is alone in the wall. And it's going to be the left foot of Lopez looking for the far post. Headed away. Back in it comes from Suso, and it's bouncing through harmlessly to the goalkeeper, who looks to send them away quickly with the kick up towards Ruibal. Tenerife get it back to Dani Hernandez. We move into stoppage time. Long ball up towards Ruibal again. Headed away by Lopez, but only as far as Varela. Now Carcelen to Ruibal. Cross to the far post is a good one. Headed down by Ramirez. Needed the clearance from Saenz. Here's Suso under pressure. He fouls Ramirez there. The home team player nipped in to win the ball, and then Suso just tripping him. So a last chance for Rayo to take the lead, retake the lead before half-time. The 1 minute of added time is up. You see again the incident, clearly a foul by Suso. And the referee allowing a little bit more time for this free kick to be taken. This will be the last action of the first half. Ball comes in from Benito, and it's headed down by Andújar. And that's quite an appropriate way for the first half to end, because it's been a first half of so many chances at both ends, and the last touch of the half was an effort on goal. An easy save for Dani Hernandez on that occasion, but a very entertaining contest, this one. Rayo racing into the early lead. A goal after 90 seconds from Isa Carcelen. That didn't last long. Tenerife got back on level terms through Nano. Since then we've seen chances at both ends, particularly from Aitor Ruibal, the informed striker of Rayo, but no more goals. Certainly a promise that there will be in the second half, though. So rejoin us at the Mini Estadio Cerro del Espino, where at the break it's Rayo Majadahonda 1, Tenerife 1. Welcome back to the Cerro del Espino. It's time for the second half of this encounter between Rayo Majadahonda and Tenerife in La Liga 1-2-3, and let us just hope that it's as entertaining and opportunity-packed as the opening period, which ended a goal apiece, 2 early goals, but plenty more chances after that. Rayo's striker Aitor Ruibal going close on 3 occasions, Tenerife hitting the post twice. If we have the same pattern of the game in the second half, room for a lot of fun in the next 45 minutes. Just to run through the other results today, some interesting scores going in. Almeria getting a 3-0 win to boost their hopes of climbing into the playoff places against Nastic Tarragona, who are getting sucked further and further away from safety. Osasuna 2, Deportivo La Coruña 1 at the top. Deportivo really struggling now, no wins in 4. And one that very much impacts on this game. Earlier on, Malaga 1, Extremadura 2. And that lifts Extremadura out of the relegation zone above Lugo and leaves them just a point behind Tenerife. Extremadura have won 3 of 4 now. They are flying, and that was a bad result for these two teams, especially Tenerife, who are looking to start this second half on the front foot now, trying to match the result of Extremadura, which would put a lot of pressure on Lugo ahead of their game at Cordoba tomorrow. That's a real relegation 6-pointer now. And there's a pretty clear foul, and could well be a yellow card against Enzo Zidane. He's lucky to get away without a caution there. Blatant tug back. Tenerife starting this second half the stronger of the two sides here, and they have this set piece now, either the right foot of Luis Mir or the left foot of Ismael Lopez. And it'll be Lopez, sends a good-looking ball in, headed away, not very far, with head tennis on the edge of the penalty area. And it might lead to a counter now, as Varela sends a first-time pass on, but Lopez has got back in a good position defensively to hold off Hector Hernandez. And Mila goes long. It's a nice pass from him into the channel for Malbasic. He's challenged by Luso. Rayo get it away. Hernandez. Header in field from Benito. Straight to Borja Lasso. We've only seen flashes of Lasso so far. His talent is undoubted. Needs to get more involved in higher areas, I think. As Suso does well here, twisting and turning, eventually winning a throw-in. 2 minutes played in the second half, and it's all Tenerife so far. Rayo have barely had any possession. Nearly all the play in this half of the field, but there's a mix-up between Suso and Perez, with the result of a Rayo throw. This was the opening goal back in the 2nd minute of the first half. Probably should have been flagged for offside, as we see Carcelen stabbing it over the line from close range. And he'll look to join this attack now as Hernandez goes forward. In fact, the free kick that goes the other way, Hernandez going down, but maybe handball has gone against him. The referee seeing nothing wrong in the challenge. There he goes down, and there he handles it. And obviously, Cesar Soto, the referee, felt there was nothing wrong with it. Now this was the equaliser for Tenerife, and again, more than a hint of offside, as Nano flicked home the miss-hit shot from Malbasic. $2,716 at the Cerro del Espino, and that's not too far short of the capacity here. It's a tiny ground, a tiny club historically, and they're under some pressure here. Morias goes back to his keeper. Basilio kicks clear. Out for a throw-in. It's been a remarkable rise, really, for Rayo Majadahonda in the last few years. They were in the 5th tier at the turn of the century. A couple of promotions in the last 3 years. Now, coming in field is Malbasic. Finds Suso. Good challenge by Benito Ramirez, who brings it away, but Suso wins it back. Persistent play from him. Mia getting involved as well. Oh, and that's a late challenge by Benito on Suso. He flew through the back of him, and that's a yellow card given to Benito Ramirez. And I think there was a bit of frustration in that, because he made the original challenge, won the ball, then Suso came back, won it off him again, and he then flew into the challenge here. Actually, Mia that he took out. Can't be many arguments with that yellow card. So another set piece for Tenerife. Probably, one would think, again, the left-footed in-swinger will be the option from Ismael Lopez. There's his ball in. There's the header away from Suso. Luso, I should say. Wrong team. Lasso does well. Malbasic challenged on the edge of the back box under Barrena. Able to find the pass, and it's opening up for the shot, and there is the goal! And it's 2-1 for Tenerife. A fine finish from Jorge Sainz. The centre defender stayed forward from the set piece, and that is a fine strike for a centre-back. Celebrated by those Tenerife fans as though he's just won a cup final. And Sainz, with his 4th goal of the season, has blasted that one home from the edge of the box. Under Barrena did well to win it for him on the edge of the penalty area. Well, there was still a lot to do. The defenders did stand off, and Basilio was close to it. We wonder whether maybe he could have got a hand on it. It bounced just in front of him. But the 22-year-old central defender for Tenerife, Jorge Sainz, has sent his team in front. A player who's a native of Tenerife, came through the club's youth system, made his debut as a teenager back in 2013, and he now has scored a very important goal in their quest to stay up. We're going to match the result of Extremadura from earlier today and climb back above them. That bright start to the second half from Tenerife has been rewarded. Nano, there we've got the equaliser in the first half. The goal's coming early in the halves here. Luis Perez with the throw. Comes back to him, and they work their way down the line. Suso winning the throw-in. Here's Lasso. Nice layoff from Suso. On it comes to Mia. Oh, beautiful flick. Aitor trying to get back and help out defensively, and they win the free kick at the end of it. Isaac Carcelen brought down. But Rayo just haven't been able to get going in this second half, and they're responding by making a change. And coming into the action is Ernesto Galan. And he's replaced Benito Ramirez. And it looks like they're going to go to a back four, I think. This was the challenge by Ismael Lopez that led to the free kick. No free kick this time. The referee seeing nothing wrong in that challenge on Carcelen. The same two players tangling. The referee just gives a throw-in. So we'll just keep an eye on that in the next couple of minutes, whether that is a change of shape for Rayo, because Galan has come on into the centre of defence and he's replaced a left wing back. I think Mauritius has gone out to left back position. Either way, they're still on the back foot again as Lasso is able to help it on now for Perez. And here is Suso across the face of goal, and at the far post there was Luis Mia, who is a much better player than that to produce that finish. That was a good chance. He's come close on 3 occasions already today. That was the best chance he's had. And the change of defensive shape didn't help Rayo Majadahonda close down that chance. 10 minutes into the second period, that could have very easily been 3-1. Well, there's Luso, who's now part of a central defensive partnership with Galan. Andújar has gone to the right-back position and Morias to the left-back position. We see him on the left touchline here receiving the pass. So it's a 4-5-1, I think, now, with Aitor Rubial on the left wing. There's a slip by Carcelen, who'll be playing on the right of midfield. And the home team coach, Antonio Iriondo, just trying something to turn this game around, because his team just barely had a kick in this second half so far, as Lasso continues that trend with the pass back into defence. Heavy from Sainz, the goal scorer, and for a throw-in. Now, with that goal, Jorge Sainz has become the joint leading goal scorer this season for Tenerife, 4 goals. He says more about the lack of impact of his strikers than his own. 4 goals. He's the leading scorer. Aitor Ruibal staying down. It's been a very frustrating start to the half for Rayo Majadahonda, who are by no means clear of relegation concerns themselves, despite their excellent form in recent weeks. They're 6 points clear only of the relegation zone. Lugo play tomorrow at Cordoba. 2 teams currently in the drop zone. Tenerife leading this one. The 3 points would be valuable to them, take them back above Extremadura. As the whistle is blown. And still Rayo just not being able to string anything together. Morias with the header. Mia and Suso help it inside, and Undabarrena sends it long. Needed that header from Andújar. It was an important intervention from him there. Now can they exert some control? There's a substitute, Galan. Swings a pass to Morias, back for Zidane in midfield. Pressure is placed upon Galan, who just has to turn back to his goalkeeper. There's 6 Tenerife players pushing high up, preventing the pass out, so they have to go long. And the header is won by Sainz. Suso, back to Perez. Well played by Nano initially, then he's challenged. Mauro dos Santos signalling for the goalkeeper to come out, and Hernandez obliges. Lasso. Lopez and now Malbasic. Well, they're coasting at the moment, Tenerife. Certainly don't look the team lower down in the table out of these two. Good ball by Sainz. Mia turns, finds Lasso. Helped on by Unda Barrena to Ismael Lopez. Back to Unda Barrena. Mauro dos Santos. Mia calling for a short pass. Instead it goes long to Perez. Accurately. And then cushioned down by him to Suso. Overlapping run now from Perez. Hooked cross. I think Borja Lasso left it. Malbasic, Unda Barrena goes down, no free kick. And Varela, I think that's the first time I've said his name for about 10 minutes. Varela trying to launch the counter-attack, but the pass was overhit. We reached the hour mark. Tenerife in front and in charge, and Antonio Iriondo's team, as well as they've played in recent weeks, need to turn this one around. That was Unda Barrena going down on the edge of the area, wanting the free kick, and not getting it. Zidane to Morias. Back to Lusso. Into midfield, and a forceful challenge from Dos Santos has been penalised with a free kick for the home side. And this free kick will be one of the most advanced positions they've actually had the ball for a long time. Ruibal back to Zidane. Rather hopeful forward from him. Easily cleared. Zidane back to Morias this time, and now Varela. Helped on for Ruibal. Closed down by Perez for the throw-in. Varela back to Morias, who turns away from Nano. Galan, good ball out to the right, and Dujar is getting forward. Forward for Carcelen, not a bad cross. Close to finding Hector Hernandez in the middle. And it's been better from Rayo in the last couple of minutes. At last they're starting to enjoy some possession, and in the Tenerife half as well. Well, it was. Now they come again. And Dujar, good ball down the line. Hernandez up against Dos Santos. Lopez helping out as well, and between the two of them, the Tenerife players clear. Good turn by Oscar Valentin. And Zidane's pass forcing Morias wide. He keeps it in. Varela. Sharp turn. Back to Zidane. He turns away from Mia. Morias, Varela. Very good work rate of Tenerife. But it's fallen loose here for Carcelen, looking to thread it into the run of Andújar from right back. Cleared away. And now it's Nano. He's overhit that, and it's going to go all the way out for a throw-in. Ismael Lopez unable to run onto that. And just starting to feel their way back into this contest, Rayo Majadahonda, having been second best for a long time at the start of this second half. They're exerting some pressure now, and there's a good ball through, and there's no flag. What a chance for Hernandez, and he's put it into the side netting. And look at Ruibal in the middle, furious that he didn't get across. He was calling for it. Let's see if there should have been an offside here. No, there shouldn't, because the defender in the middle, Sainz, was playing him well onside. So he was clean through. And if anything, he had too much time to think about it here. Ruibal calling for a square pass. Instead, Hector Hernandez going for goal himself. And that really should have been a leveller, and that's what Ruibal thought about, not getting the pass. Good ball worked out for Perez, who skips away from the challenge. The cross comes in, is put high in the air by Luso, rather fortunately cleared by Morias out to the wing. A long ball now looking for Carcelen, who challenges well, wins it. Hernandez back to Carcelen. Now Varela. Can he conjure something? Oh, it's cut out on the edge of the box by Undabarena. Just trying to stab a through ball into the penalty area, but Undabarena read it well. Borja Lasso. 20 minutes played in the second half, and there's a late challenge from Morias. And another one, as Suso embarrasses him a little bit with the nutmeg. I think Suso didn't appreciate the first challenge from Morias, so he then thought he'd have a bit of fun at his expense with the nutmeg, and he's saying there's 2 fouls there. Where's the yellow card? Look at this nutmeg. And Morias was not letting him past. That was a case of ball might get past, but ball and man, no way. Maybe lucky not to get the yellow there, Morias. Luis Perez unable to keep that in. Looking for the run of Andújar, but it's just beyond him. Approaching the midway point of the second half. No substitutions yet by Tenerife, just the one from Rayo, with that change of shape to a flat back 4. Free kick goes the way of Rayo, who have started to suggest they could still get their way back into this game in the last few minutes. Enjoying some possession and getting on the front foot. That chance for Hernandez, but still it's 2-1 for Tenerife. Jorge Sáenz with an excellent strike from the edge of the box early in the second half for the lead. Luso to Galan, out to Andújar on the right. Ruibal sends it back, and they try to build again. Now Morias, he goes down the line, but Ruibal hadn't. He'd held his position, looking for a short pass. He's simply saying there, look at me. Well, the veteran Manu Del Moral is going to be brought into the action, it appears, by Rayo Majadahonda. He's a centre forward, so we'll see if that's going to be a straight swap or an extra body up front. Luso hooks it clear. Hernandez controls with his arm. He could be the man to make way if it's a straight swap. It'll be the next stoppage, I guess, that we'll see that change. Del Moral coming into the game. Foot in from Undabarena, but Rayo have it. Varela with the pass. And on to Ruibal now from Zidane. Ruibal taking on his defender, cuts inside, takes on the shot, well blocked by Luis Milla. Ruibal showing no lack of confidence after scoring 4 goals in his last 2 games. He's been a shoot on sight today. 3 efforts in the first half, and that one well blocked by Milla. Well, here's the change then. Manu Del Moral is coming on for the left back, David Morias. Or maybe not. He's not going off, so they've got maybe the wrong number up. No, in the end, no, he is heading down. Tunnel, is he? No. Well, we'll see in a minute. Maybe he's going to stay on. The referee coming over to try and sort out what's going on. And in the end, Morias does go off. Don't know why it took quite so long for him to go off there. But another reconfiguration of the formation as Morias, the left back, goes off and the striker Manu Del Moral comes on. We're going to have a change for Tenerife as well. Nano, the scorer of the equaliser, will go off, and Jose Naranjo will come on. And Naranjo was in the starting 11 last week. He was dropped for Nano, so a swap between those two again. We saw a replay of Nano's goal, the equaliser, early on. That should be a straight swap. It looks like Carcelen has come over from the right-hand side for Rayo to the left-back position. So he was on the right wing. He's now at left back. And Ruibal is on the right wing, with Manu Del Moral going into the middle. So it's a 4-4-2 still, but various player changes positionally. Here's Oscar Valentin. He's not moved from his central midfield role. Manu Del Moral is going to take on the shot here. Well, that would have been spectacular, but it ends up going a long way off target. For a first touch, that would have been quite something. Manu Del Moral, 35 years old. Former Sevilla player. May well have his ear out for what's going on at the Sanchez Pizjuan tonight in the Seville derby. Not now, though. He's been introduced to try and rescue a point or more for Rayo Majadahonda, but at the moment Tenerife looking good for their lead. Milla gets it back from Lasso and gives it back to Borja Lasso, another former Sevilla player. Nice pass on, and here's the substitute, Naranjo. Works it wide for Lasso. Comfortable possession for Tenerife. Milla helped on first time by Suso, and Perez with the run. He's got to the byline, cut back. Cross is cleared by Luso, and now a bit of space for Carcelen to run into. He's got a challenge coming from behind, had to be aware of that, and he does well. Now Del Moral out to Hernandez. Oh, well, that shot was even more ambitious than Del Moral's a couple of minutes ago, and if that's the kind of goal attempt that Rayo are going to have, Tenerife will be more than happy with that. Let them shoot from there all day. Looking calm on the sidelines at the moment, Jose Luis Oltra, the Tenerife coach. His team in the lead and in command at the moment. Hernandez trying to change that. He's challenged. Sainz, the scorer of the second goal, completes the clearance out for a throw. Oh, worked that well down the right, but the offside flag has gone up. As Hector Hernandez tried to speed towards the box. In review of that offside decision, and I don't think it was Hernandez who was offside, but Ruibal, as he received the initial pass. Here's Hernandez onto Ruibal, under a lot of pressure, but he's done really well to squirm inside. Varela plays it on, but only into empty space, and Tenerife get it back to their goalkeeper, Dani Hernandez, who's had to work a lot less hard in this second half than he did in the opening period. It's been a very good second half from Tenerife. So composed in possession. Again, when they play like this, makes you wonder why they're down near the bottom. As they come forward again, Naranjo, Borja Lasso, work wide for Suso. Plenty of men forward here, and it's a shot from Lasso, which is blocked by Luso. Again, convincing attacking play from Tenerife. So third and final change now for Rayo. It's going to be Dani Romero who comes on. He's a striker, and they'll replace another. A straightforward swap this time. Hector Hernandez makes way, and Romero introduced for his 7th appearance of the season. Has 1 goal to his name after joining from Cadiz midway through the season. It's the other end at the moment, though, as Lasso tries to get onto a cross, and free kick's been given for handball by Naranjo. And again, it was a threat. There's the handball. The initial cross was dangerous, though. Varela gets it back to Carcelen in his new position at left back. Valentin wide to Andújar. Now Ruibal gets it back, looking for Del Moral. Chance across the face of goal, and he tried to be unselfish and tee it up for, I think it was Dani Romero, who was looking for their Manu Del Moral, and maybe taking on the shot would have been the better option. It's really well worked. Just about onside probably, but that's a difficult pass to make between 2 defenders and the goalkeeper. Del Moral could have taken a touch to control and then shot, but the chance goes begging. They might get another one now, though. Forward they come with Zidane. He runs into Borja Lasso, fouls him. Play allowed to continue because there's a break on. Good refereeing, good advantage played. Suso, 3 against 4. Suso's almost got it back. He's just had to go behind him. He goes down. He's still got it. Ball crossed, and Andújar gets it away. Undabarena chest down. Naranjo, still Naranjo. Chance from a narrow angle for Malbasic. It's saved by Basilio. Could have come close to killing the game off there. As it is, the decision goes the way of Tenerife. Ruibal felt he was fouled by Ismael Lopez. But here's a chance at the other end. Suso here showing great strength to get back up. And then it came after good work by Naranjo to Malbasic to shoot. Saved by Basilio. And then we had Ruibal appealing for a free kick, not given. It's a throw-in for Tenerife. who you feel are going to have chances to seal the points here on the break in the next 10 minutes. Rayo are going to throw men forward, leave themselves exposed. And Andújar sends it long. Not a very good header from Dos Santos. Lopez gets there. Ball falls loose. Won by Onda Barrena, and long from Saenz. Suso can't control. Throw in for Carcelen. Approaching the final 10 minutes. Carlos Ruiz is going to be introduced by Tenerife. He's a veteran defender, so maybe putting an extra body at the back. Jose Luis Oltra, to protect what they've already got. Maybe he'll go 5 at the back. But here's Varela trying to send the pass out to Del Moral, who was offside as the pass was made. Flag goes up as we go into the last 10 minutes. See again Varela trying to weave his way forward. Yep, he was offside, Del Moral. Varela we've not seen too much of in this second half. He was very much prominent during the opening period. There's a yellow card here, I think, to Morias on the bench. Maybe complaining about that flag going up. And here's the substitution, and it is a defensive move. Borja Lasso, an attacking midfielder, is being replaced by Carlos Ruiz, a defender. Hardly surprising to see an extra man at the back introduced. Very experienced player, Carlos Ruiz, more than 200 games for Tenerife since joining them back in 2013. Oh, and 2 Tenerife players have run into each other, and that's given Varela an opportunity to get forward. Good challenge tracking back by Perez. And Hernandez prevents the corner at the expense of a throw, which is taken pretty quickly. It's Zidane. Valentin. Good ball, almost. Well read, though, by Ismael Lopez. Tenerife have gone into defensive mode now, and you wonder if that's a little dangerous, because it will invite pressure. Zidane turns out to the left, looking for a passing option. Decides to go cross-field, and it finds the target. And now surging forward is Ruibal. Oh, straight into the goalkeeper's arms. If he'd squared it for Romera, he was unmarked. Ruibal instead was looking for the far post where Manu Del Moral was running. But look here at the penalty spot there, where Dani Romera was waiting for a square pass. That was the defending earlier by Perez, which looked clean enough to me. Not that time by Suso. Free kick given against him. Looks like he's caught Isaac Carcelen in a delicate position. Yeah, he did. Ouch. Try and run that one off. As Carcelen is herring down the left wing, as Varela turns inside, finds Valentin. Now Zidane. Perez steps in to win it. His pass is under hit, and Varela retrieves possession, and here it's Carcelen. Rayo Majadahonda in search of an equaliser, and they've got space for Romero. Oh, he slips as he plays the cross. It's cleared only as far as Varela. Away by Dos Santos, as far as Zidane this time. Back to Varela once more. Plenty of white shirts forward. Carcelen, can he get a meaningful cross in this time? Laid back. Zidane allows it to run. And it's Galan working it wide to Andújar. Ruibal, Andujar, Galan. Cross towards the penalty spot. Goalkeeper comes and gathers, and he was fouled by Carcelen on the way down. And Dani Hernandez is going to stay down here, which will take some time off the clock. Carcelen just jumping into the goalkeeper. No real force in the challenge, but enough to catch the goalkeeper off his guard. And there's the yellow card a few minutes ago, which given to David Marias on the bench for some dissent. And that will be a suspension for him. So he will not play next weekend at Mallorca. Now, here's Del Moral. Well read by the substitute Carlos Ruiz, who seems to have settled rather than into defence in a defensive midfield position, just protecting his back four as he did perfectly then. Only 5 minutes to play. Tenerife still with the advantage. Rayo Majadahonda having plenty of the ball now as Ruibal comes forward. Del Moral lets it run. It's not going to reach Carcelen though, as Perez catches him late, accidentally having won the ball. Play goes on. Mia, who's been a real calming influence in midfield today. Certainly a player you could feel could perform at a higher level. Unda Barrena. Spreads it to the right, where Suso is in plenty of space. And they're not really showing any attacking intent, Tenerife. They're happy to just keep the ball, which Suso was unable to do as Carcelen snapped into a good challenge. And Zidane now, space to bring it forward. Ruibal turning, but a good challenge from Mia. And now there might be a break. He sent it long, goalkeeper's come out. Basilio reading it well. Oh, it's a poor pass, and there's a chance. Open goal for Malbasic. He scored, and that's it. 3 points are heading back to Tenerife. Basilio did so well initially, but then he ruined it with the wayward pass. And Filip Malbasic said, well, thank you, then I'll score. Joy for the travelling fans. Basilio, the captain, has gifted a third goal to Tenerife, and Malbasic has his 5th of the season in pretty comical circumstances. Basilio did well here to read this, but then he just didn't see Malbasic running back to cut out the pass. And that's a pretty good finish from the Serbian striker. He thought, I'll just lay it short to Luso. He didn't have the luxury of that time though, because Malbasic was there, pounced and finished. The despairing lunge could not keep the ball out of the back of the net, and Tenerife have 3 goals in a game, which I can tell you is very, very unusual for this team. In fact, it's the first time they've scored 3 away from home this season. You have to go all the way back to the start of last season, where they won 3-0 at Barcelona B for the last time they got 3 goals in an away game. As a final change is made now. Suso goes off. And on comes Samuel Camille, the defender, who's gone out to the left back position. Here he is on the ball. And the throw-in is going to be for Tenerife. Well, this was in the build-up to the goal, where Zidane was able to stride forward after the ball was won by Carcelen, but it ended up being won by Mia, and his long ball was the thing that caused the problems And they're on the hunt for a fourth now, but that's overhit by Malbasic. Well, this will actually be the first proper away win for Tenerife this season, and what I mean by that is that the only away victory they've been credited with so far was a 1-0 victory, if you can call it that, at Rayo, which was awarded to them after Rayo were thrown out of the division. All their remaining games are being given as a 1-0 automatic win to the opponent, so that was a win for Tenerife. They've got chalked up those points about a month ago when the game was due to be played. Well, they haven't won a game on the pitch away from home until now, away from home this season. Easing relegation worries for the Islanders. We move into the final seconds of normal time. Rayo still pushing forward. The cross comes in. Oh, good save! Romero denied by Hernandez. That could have given us a grandstand finish. Danny Romero's header at the near post was a good one. The save was even better. Good cross by Del Moral. Well, actually, the header was straight at the goalkeeper, seeing it from that angle. He just had to stick his hands out to repel it. Romero didn't do what strikers are always told to do, which is head it down. It was a perfect height for Hernandez to claw that away. Valentin, Carcelen. The shot now from distance coming in from Galan is cleared. And we saw the caption there that Luis Mia has been booked. But that won't concern him too much as Tenerife close in on a victory. Long ball over the top is going to be too long for Romero, but it took a touch off a defender on the way through, so it's going to be a corner. And not clear yet how much added time has been allowed as the ball comes in from the edge of the box and comfortably gathered by Hernandez. And if that had gone in, maybe there would have still been some hope for Rayo Majadahonda. But credit to Tenerife for the way they've responded mentally initially after coming here in a tough position, losing last week. They could have allowed their heads to drop when they conceded after just 2 minutes. And that was why we had the yellow card, I think, for Mia. He fouled Del Moral as he made the cross for the chance for Romero. There it is. I say Tenerife, they need some treatment here for Luis Perez. Responded really well after going behind just 2 minutes into the game. Very quickly they regained composure and started to control the flow of the game. Luis Mia had a lot to do with that. Didn't take long for them to get the equaliser. And then the second half, they've been really dominant. Foul was by Carcelen, who also got a yellow card. No foul that time, as Carcelen can now bring it away. 3 minutes of added time have been played, and the referee allowing the game to continue as Ruibal, his scoring run looks like it's going to come to an end. Andújar helps it on. Del Moral, can he keep this in? He can, but it's comfortably cleared by Mauro dos Santos. Looking to build down the right now. Cross comes in, headed away by Jorge Thaens, who effectively scored the winner in this game. Obviously was another goal later on from Malbasic, but that goal from Thaens was the crucial breakthrough. Now, Ball floated to the left, where Ruibal will try to break inside. Well challenged by Mia, and there it is. The game is up. Celebrations for Tenerife as they get their first real away win of the season. Bouncing back from defeat last week and giving themselves some breathing room at the bottom of the table. Setting themselves up for a chance to pull away from the relegation places in the next few weeks. They went behind very early to a goal from Isaac Arcelén, but levelled soon through Nano, and then in the second half Jorge Sáenz sent them ahead, and Filip Malbasic finished it near the end. So a profitable trip to Madrid for Tenerife. They've won it here at the Mini Estadio Cerro del Espino. It's finished. Rayo Majadahonda 1, Tenerife 3. Thank you for joining us, and good night.
Bueno, estamos con Isaac Arcelén, jugador del Rayo Majadahonda. Bueno, Isaac, supongo que fastidiado, dolido, ¿no?, por este devenir del partido, cuando habían hecho lo más difícil, ¿no?, ponerse por delante, y al final ese resultado adverso, ¿no?
Bueno, sí, al final era un partido donde los dos nos jugábamos mucho y ha sido un partido muy intenso. Nosotros hemos empezado muy bien con el gol. Y bueno, ellos luego han tenido la fortuna también de empatar rápido en una jugada ahí ensayada de ellos muy buena, y nada, al final ellos han estado más listos en el partido y se han podido llevar los 3 puntos. Un
triunfo blanquiazul que aprieta aún más, ¿no?, esa zona baja de la clasificación. Empata con ustedes a punto, ha ganado el Extremadura, todo se comprime mucho, ¿no?
Sí, al final la segunda división es así, hasta que no termine todos los partidos no se sabe uno si se va a salvar o va a estar luchando hasta el final, y esta categoría es así.
Bueno, toca levantarse y pelear ahora por el próximo partido, ¿no?
Sí, al final nosotros somos un equipo valiente, no tenemos miedo a nadie, y jugando a nuestro juego pues vamos a conseguir más puntos de los que perdemos.
Muy bien, mucha suerte. Las palabras de Isaac Arcelén, el jugador del Rayo Majadahonda, los jugadores del Club Deportivo Tenerife que se han marchado a esa esquina donde estaban todos los aficionados blanquiazules celebrando ese triunfo importantísimo. Ya tenemos por aquí a uno de los goleadores de la noche, a Filip Malbasic. Filip, muchísimas felicidades, por fin el Tenerife vence, convence y llega a esa ansiada victoria fuera de casa, ¿no?, que ya hacía mucha falta.
Sí, pero no sé qué decir, por muchas ganas entramos en este partido para demostrar que podemos ganar fuera. Fue un partido muy importante, estamos en una situación muy delicada con Extremadura que gana ahora fuera contra Málaga poco antes de nosotros, y fue una presión más, pero este equipo cuando sale compitiendo junto como equipo, cuando saca ese carácter puede ganar cualquier equipo, y esta liga es esa, que todos los equipos se pueden ganar todos otros, y nada, estamos muy felices por estos 3 puntos, pero queda mucho más para adelante.
Y más cuando se había puesto tan difícil, ¿no?, con ese gol en los primeros minutos de encuentro. Parecía que la historia se iba a volver a repetir, pero esta vez que el Tenerife ha tirado de carácter, de orgullo y también de goles, ¿no? Por fin también 3 goles fuera de casa.
Sí, de verdad es una circunstancia rara que nos marcan en primer minuto. Se pasan cosas muy rápido y parece que salimos en partido mal, pero de verdad que desde el calentamiento se ve que el equipo está muy enchufado para sacar aquí orgullo, ganar partido, y yo sabía que si vamos a jugar como estamos en calentamiento y como estamos en vestuario todos juntos, que vamos a ganar. Y nada, al final, como digo, 3 goles, como dices tú, es muy importante para el equipo que marcamos goles por fin, y hoy Nano como 2 delanteros, y eso es también muy importante. Y nada, contra Albacete también marcamos 2 goles, no ganamos, pero cuando marcas goles, claro, es mucho más fácil ganar partidos. También cuando defiendes bien es mucho más fácil ganar partidos. Hoy estuvimos bien en ambas partes y nada, ya está.
Muy bien, pues muchísimas felicidades por ese tanto, también por la victoria. Las palabras de Filip Malvasic, el jugador serbio, muy contento del Tenerife con estos 3 puntos que suma en Majadahonda.
Yo como mucho puedo hacer esfuerzo y llegar allí.